On this episode of Beyond the Bean on Air, we'll talk about increasing sales abroad, get an update on 2011 soybean exports, and learn how the United Soybean Board made history at their annual meeting. But first, let's see how your checkoff dollars continue to work hard for you. Thanks in part to Checkoff Investments, furnaces in New York City now run on Bioheat, a renewable fuel made by combining biodiesel and home heating oil. The Soybean Checkoff recently partnered with the National Oil Research Alliance to help build demand for more Bioheat. New York City will require the use of at least 2% biodiesel in all heating oil next fall, but many homes already use it to improve air quality. The oil heat industry hopes to completely replace petroleum-based heating oil with a B100 blend of Bioheat by 2050. USB has partnered with the American Farm Bureau Federation, CoBank, and John Deere, among others, to sort out some of the complex issues that impact your freedom to operate. The study will provide farmers with a look at how some current and potential regulations can or could provide both opportunities as well as challenges to U.S. soybean farmers. Want to see for yourself what the Soybean Checkoff is doing for you? Well, apply now for USB's See for Yourself program. It offers an opportunity for 10 U.S. soybean farmers to evaluate checkoff-funded efforts, such as supporting animal agriculture at home and across our borders, expanding availability and use of soy biodiesel, and expanding U.S. soy demand through such things as fish farming and even in school lunch programs. Interested farmers can get more information and complete an application on the USB website, unitedsoybean.org. In 2011, the United Soybean Board launched several impact projects aimed at areas board members deemed especially important to the success of soybean farmers. Let's get the details on one focused on diversifying international markets for U.S. soy.
The world has a seemingly insatiable appetite for meat, and the Soybean Checkoff intends to make U.S. soy the protein of choice for the animal agriculture sector around the world. The U.S. actually exports well over half of our soybean crop. Soy users in China by far purchase the most. But as the saying kind of goes, don't put all of your soy in one bushel basket.
The high impact project is the project that we're looking to look at other areas in growing that area for exports of U.S. soybeans and U.S. soybean products.
For example, Ford and other USB farmer directors see an opportunity to increase sales of soybeans, soy meal, and soy oil to Europe. The effort can help diversify U.S. soy exports. Reporting for Beyond the Bean on Air, I'm Lisa Scramlin.
While USB farmer leaders work on ways to ramp up future export markets, they're also keeping an eye on U.S. export sales. Here's the latest.
Federal government figures show U.S. agriculture has the largest trade surplus of any U.S. industry, with soy leading the way. USB has made customer focus one of its 4 strategic objectives in its new long-range strategic plan.
Well, it's just so important that we export our soybeans because we got to export to markets to get our price to be more profitable for the soybean farmer. So the world export market is so important to the American soybean farmer. We just got to build relationship with these other countries, tell them how good our American beans are because we are better than the other beans in the world.
Your Soybean Checkoff stretches your dollars devoted to selling U.S. soy abroad by combining them with money from the federal government. Figures show U.S. farmers helped export 1.5 billion bushels of whole soybeans, soybean meal from more than 332 million bushels of soybeans, and soybean oil from approximately 290 million bushels of soybeans when the most recent marketing year ended last fall. China once again topped the list as the largest single international customer of whole U.S. soybeans, purchasing 895 million bushels, up from 825 million bushels during the previous year. Other top customers for whole U.S. soybeans included Mexico, Japan, Indonesia, Taiwan, Germany, Spain, Egypt, South Korea, and Thailand. Reporting for Beyond the Bean on Air, I'm Mike Orso.
United Soybean Board directors held their annual meeting this winter and emerged with a new chairman and some changes to how the USB operates. Here are some details.
The United Soybean Board recognized its successful past, but prepared for the future, achieving several milestones. First, it recognized 20 years of providing profit opportunities for all U.S. soybean farmers. Second, it elected the first female to serve as the organization's chair. Finally, the board also heard the results of a self-assessment aimed at ensuring USB continues to operate effectively in the 21st century.
I was very honored to have the United Soybean Board Farmer Directors elect me as the first woman to chair the United Soybean Board. But I can assure you that this year is not about just being the first woman to be chairman. It really is about the strategic direction that this board wants to take.
Coomer led the effort to help develop USB's new long-range plan. USB adopted organizational changes from a special, farmer-driven task force and will consider more to align with strategic objectives in its new plan.
Certainly as we move forward and progress and technology changes and the market changes, our customer focus change, I think it's appropriate that USB look at its committee structure and see, is this now the best way to do things as it was 20 years ago?
USB adopted an aggressive vision as part of its plan. It wants the soybean checkoff to help ensure U.S. soybeans will be the leader of the global oilseed industry. Reporting for Beyond the Bean on Air, this is Rebecca Stephen.
That's our report for this time. Thanks for watching Beyond the Bean on Air. We'll see you again next time.